Hello, my beloved friends. So actually, I had done a session. I had channeled the Galactic Federation yesterday and had asked about the Illuminati. Okay. Now the funny thing is, I had not posted it on my YouTube channel. Also, I had not informed anyone that I was going to release the video. I was going to release it as a surprise upload. Okay. But what happened was that I received an email 1 hour, 1.5 hour before I normally release my videos. So I received an email stating, okay, that I don't know, okay, this is not, I mean, I don't really know if this is real or fake, but I received an email stating that, I should not, like channel information about the Illuminati, and if in case, I happen to reveal some secret information, then they said that, there will be something, they will do something. Okay, now I don't know what, I do not know, okay, what this is. Okay, I and many of my friends, I posted it on my YouTube also, stating that I received such a warning from the so-called Illuminati members, or whoever it is. I don't know, maybe it's a joke. Okay, I do not really know. But I some of my friends, and even many of my viewers, they tried to track the email's origin, and they found out that this email's origin is from Nigeria. Now one is from Nigeria, and the other one said it is from Germany. So Nigeria and Germany. So I don't know. Okay, so is there an Illuminati group in Nigeria and Germany that is working right now? I don't know. Okay, really, this is like this actually was a bit funny in the beginning. It made me laugh. Okay, but I also was thinking, what if it's true, right? Because we have always this thing going on in the mind. So anyways, I decided I will release the video, because you see, I have always faced problems. Last time also, YouTube had deleted 37 of my videos. Look, my friends, at this point, I am not afraid of, even if the Illuminati, they were to delete my channel, I have all my videos backed up. Okay, I have it on backup, and I have at least spread the message out to a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people already are awakened. So I think I have done my job. So even if they delete the channel or whatever, I don't care at this point. Okay, so I'm here to share the message as it comes. And in today's message, it's very, 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 very information, full of information about the Illuminati. Okay, now normally I don't I didn't I'm not that into this Illuminati thing. Okay, like many people they do research on this and stuff like that. I do not I was not into this. I loved before doing channeling, I loved magic, and I used to do hypnosis before this, and now I am all about channeling, right? So this information is so different. They have revealed everything about how the Illuminati, the Illuminati, they have got this method of using consciousness to to choose a certain timeline they are saying. Okay, it's crazy. You listen to the session, you will understand. Furthermore, they have stated that the alien, there is a we already know that there was some alien species that are landed on the area known as what do you call that, New Mexico, right? Roswell. So the dead bodies, they said that they are now in possession of the Illuminati. So okay, you listen to the session, and after which I'll give you a brief explanation. This session is a bit in depth. Okay, so listen with a clear mind to understand it better. And here is the session.
We are the Galactic Federation, and we are interconnected to you now. In order to share our thoughts and insights, please note that we are connected to you in the love and the light of the One Infinite Creator. We are extremely pleased to connect with you in the divine glory and the possibility of sharing inspiration and energies to you that may be of inspiration to your people along with your own self. Also, remember that you are a divine entity experiencing life on this illusion complex at this time, known in your vibration sequence as life. In this illusion continuum, you have the free will to accept or reject any of the information that you may receive from us. Today, this instrument has requested to understand about the groups known in your vibration sequence as the Illuminati, the origins of which started on this time-space nexus by an entity known as in your vibratory sequence terms as Adam, who was desirous of creating a society of like-minded entities which would not be overruled by the societal oppression and rules of the so-called kings and queens that ruled your lands at that time-space nexus. This entity's intention was primarily of a positive type, however, was deflected into the slight negative orientation by influences from the Orion collective. The Orions used thought form appearances, and they were successful in influencing this positive entity by appearing before its visual complex in the form of an angelic entity. In this form of an angelic entity, these Orions gave guidance and information sequences to create the nature of negativity camouflaged within positive outward intentions. However, the base nature being that of propagating negativity of control over other selves. This led this group's creation along with certain teachings and rules that regulated certain variables that were possible to be expressed by this group. We must state that even though certain rules and regulations may be of an outward positive nature, however, whenever you perceive rules laid out before your mind, body, and spirit complex, these rules mostly are here to hinder your free will variable granted by the one infinite creator, thereby hindering the divine purpose of each divine entity's own free will, which is indirectly hindered by these rules. Hence, the basic freedom is stripped by such rules or commandments. Hence, the Illuminati came into existence and the Foundation were created with many rules, such as the rules of which entity could join this community, and who could become a part of this community, and other rules such as keeping the information secret. Control is the key to negative use of catalyst, whereas acceptance is the key to positive use of catalyst. Furthermore, remember that negative-oriented beings who were in contact with Adam were influenced by this entity by appearing in a positive thought form. However, inserting the control aspect that the negative Orions wanted over this group, which later on led to the negative orientation of this group. Furthermore, please note that amongst the Illuminatis, there are many beings on your planet currently who use thought form communications and have formed a so-called Illuminati group, which is also operating in this current time space. However, their thought forms are not totally regularized into the creation of the actual group called the Illuminatis. These groups of entities merge into oneness every 28th June of your yearly linear time-space continuum. Their agenda for this year's timeline concerns with the distortion known as disclosure to your people, However, to comment on this regard could lead to unwanted situations that these entities from the so-called Illuminati could conjure. These Illuminati entities have a system of levels that are assigned to each entity who become a part of this group. Furthermore, many of the Illuminati members have played some crucial roles in the evolution of humanity on this planetary sphere, without ever having the knowledge of the common people and without the common people realizing it. Because many of the Illuminati members are common people and some of them may be amongst your friends or allies. Also, remember, we cannot reveal the identity of such entities in order to preserve the free will that has been granted by the one infinite creator to each divine entity on this planet. Furthermore, each Illuminati member is taught a method by which they can use their cosmic consciousness point, or the point from where their consciousness emerges in their physical vehicle, to choose their own timelines. And they can alter the timeline of the planetary sphere by working together in a focused manner. This is how the so-called Illuminati members have been able to alter some of the events by activating the so-called intelligent infinity and the cosmic intelligence in order to alter timelines as per their desire. This they achieve via focusing on the point of origination of consciousness that originates from a point straight behind the head on your skull, wherein you can feel a slight bulge at the back of your head, which can be considered opposite to your nose. This bulge is the creation or the starting point of the origination of consciousness on your physical vehicle. Using this knowledge of consciousness origination, many entities who are members of this Illuminati group know how to keep track of their own consciousness. By focusing this attention, they do not allow it to enter into any other consciousness variables. And the adept Illuminati members can use this method of tracking to switch timelines by working together with other members whenever they so desire. Furthermore, please note that currently many of the people on your planetary sphere are confused about the happenings on your planetary sphere. And let us tell you that these Illuminatis had a role in the cover-up of the extraterrestrial spacecraft or the extraterrestrial physical vehicles that had landed on your planetary sphere from the Zeta Reticuli star system as known by your people prior to this time-space nexus. These physical vehicles of these other density entities have been hidden under so-called secrecy in the hands of these Illuminatis, which were given by the elites who had been originally researching on this project, in order to hide the evidence of these physical vehicles from the other density entities from other planets, and to hide the truth from coming out, since the Illuminatis, they are trusted that they will use their methods to cover up any information without any leaks. Because of their stringent policies of not allowing any entity to reveal any information, otherwise there would be repercussions based on this group's policies. Furthermore, please note that these Illuminati members currently also operate on your planetary sphere, and they are also indirectly in contact through thought forms to the Orion entities, who influence these beings disguised as positive entities, thereby many a times causing planetary chaos because of these members using the so-called method of the origination of the consciousness to choose a particular timeline they so desire to put the planetary sphere into. However, we at this time space and at many times have prevented this from happening. Also, please note that many entities on your planetary sphere perceive it to be a so-called conspiracy variable concept, failing to realize that this variable was first manifested into human mind complexes by the members of the Illuminati in order to subdue the information that the public would know, because they would dismiss the information by stating it a conspiracy and not looking into depths of the information. Furthermore, let us tell you that the information that we relay today is an important information for those who understand to use the knowledge of splitting timelines or choosing timelines using the method of consciousness tracking of the origination point of consciousness in your physical vehicle. Therefore, beloveds, please note that the so-called Illuminatis are now in possession of the remains of the physical vehicles of these beings who had come to your planetary sphere from the Zeta Reticuli star system that had accidentally cross-landed on your planetary sphere. They have been backward engineered and are still being backward engineered, for many of the technologies on your planet have emerged from these beings' vehicles. Also, in the future, many will emerge not from a big society of people, but from a few people who would be the so-called members of the Illuminati, who are currently researching on these physical vehicles. Therefore, beloveds, we leave you now in the love and the light of the one Creator. We are the Galactic Federation. Bye.
So my friends, after watching the session, I hope you understood that, the Illuminati, they are, I never thought, okay, like this is like very deep information, okay. So firstly, I learned from this session that the Illuminati were created by a person known as Adam, who supposedly was positively oriented, but he was met by the Orions. They used thought forms to appear in front of this entity in the form of an angelic being. Look, okay, the Orions, they can do this using thought forms. They said they can use thought forms to appear before certain people like an angelic being in order to confuse them. And the Orions, they were successful in confusing this person by introducing the concept of control. Because my friends, as you already know from a lot of my sessions, that the negative, they want control. They want to control other beings, whereas the positive, they want other beings to have their free will so that they can do and experience life on their own terms. So one thing I understood is that the Orions, they influenced this person known as Adam, who that is, I don't know, who originated the Illuminati in the beginning. And this entity known as Adam actually was positively oriented, but the information he received from the Orions, he applied it, and then it made it into a negative group. Okay, now this group has many rules, like they only hire some people. They only hire, I have heard that they only hire men or something like that. I was watching a video yesterday after I received the email. I just wanted to see how big this is. And the other thing they said, this is really big, is that even currently there are some some people who are like members of the Illuminati, they said, okay, and they meet every 28th of June, which is in 5 days. They meet every 20th of June. And I don't know what they do, okay. So they did not reveal what the agenda or what they do during this time. But the Galactic Federation said that the Illuminatis, they know about this thing known as consciousness tracking of the origination point. And this was really fascinating, okay. Like I knew about consciousness tracking from the previous videos by the Pleiadians, wherein they stated that we need to focus on our tongue for a long time. And if we focus on our tongue, we will become high level beings. So I have been trying that for a long time. Okay, and the other thing, that surprised me a lot. Okay, this surprised me a lot was that, the Illuminati, we have got the consciousness origination point is behind, straight opposite to our nose, is behind our head, the Galactic Federation stated, which means our consciousness originates from this point in our physical vehicle. And the Illuminati, they use certain methods of tracking this thing, and I don't know how they do this. Okay, I did not really understand from the session accurately how they do this, but they work in groups. Okay, like they work in groups with other members, and they can change the timelines. And the Galactic Federation, they said that many a times they had to like intervene to stop the timelines from happening. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, this is like out there. Okay, this information really surprised me in the beginning. Okay, it's like different. I never heard about this anywhere. The other thing that's really different, they said, was that the alien bodies of the beings that had landed on the Roswell, right? I think it's Roswell. These bodies, they have been now handed to the Illuminati in order to hide it, so that people don't know about that. Okay, so they are doing research and backward engineering on these bodies. The Illuminati is in possession of these bodies at this time space, and yeah, this is what I learned from the session. The other thing is, thank you so much for supporting me on my YouTube channel. And in case this video gets taken down by the Illuminati, we never know. Okay, like I received, I mean, I suppose it's a joke. Okay, I don't know, but I received a mail stating that I should not reveal the information. Let's see what happens. If this video gets taken down, I will have I will post it on my Patreon, so don't need to worry about anything. And thank you so much for your support, and once again, see you in the next session. Thank you.